Hi, this is Mark Pfeiffer with Data Dynamics. Today, I'm going to give you a very quick demonstration of how to import resources and start a migration from on-site to Azure files. We're going to cover importing the resources, starting the migration wizard, using Azure files as a target, and some of the other features that you might need. So the first thing you want to do is import the on-site resources. Assuming that they're part of the same Active Directory domain, you right-click, add a file storage resource. You choose the type that you want. I'm going to use a filer, 7-mode filer. And here my name is ntap-81-7 mode, 7M for 7 mode. You can add the credentials if you want. Now, adding the API credentials and the SSH credentials allows you to get a little more information out of them and run reports and things like that. If that's not important to you, you don't have to do that. And in many security situations, they don't want to have this set up like this. So you could just set it up as generic CIFs if you wanted. Okay. Okay, so it's giving me a warning that it's been previously installed, but that's okay because this is exactly what I wanted to do. Once it's installed, note that I get views of aggregates, right? Exports and shares. Now, this is what the API gives you, is the aggregates and those kinds of things. Now, if I want to create a policy to migrate to Azure files, essentially all I have to do is go down to data movement. You don't have to import the servers for Azure files because you won't have control over them and won't be able to, list all of the information. So you can actually just do a very simple thing, which is you come in here into options and file options. And then in policy validation options, you say, do not perform path access validation. That just lets you go out there and grab that path and manually put it in. So in data movement, what you do is you pick a template. Now, StorageX comes with a group of templates. The top one here, the default migration template, has all of the options that you could really want to manage in a migration. So it's things like, how do you want security to come over? Every time, never, right? There are occasions when you don't want to do that. When do you want to copy files, if they're different or if they're missing? These defaults are what 95% of the customers use out there. So for the most part, you can just leave that alone. You may want to choose the migration schedule so that it would run every night until you're ready to do your cutover or something like that. In this particular case, I'm just going to right click. I'm going to say phase migration policy. I am going to pick a source, which is my onsite. So there's my resources. There's my onsite folder. There's my NetApp 7 mode machine. And there are my shares. I'm going to choose this source CIFS 1 gig. And then in my destination, what I have here is I have a copy of the link to my Azure files. So I just copy that and I paste that in here and then hit next. I give this a name. And we give it a description. And it comes up and says, this is what you're going to get. This is your source, this is your destination, and this is where you inherited your settings from. When I hit finish, it writes it and creates it. Again, you can see the source and the target here. If I just right click here, it will hit run. And that's pretty much it. If you set it on a schedule, it will run on a regular basis. There are some other options to set when you want to do the cutover, but we can talk about that in another video. I hope that was helpful.